All right, well, guys, this is Keith from Patriot Warrior Media. Hopefully, the volume is working. I don't know about this, but for whatever reason, I can't get my regular mic to work, so I'm using the basic one on the computer. So, anyways, I had a meeting, an unexpected meeting with the FBI, with the Oakland field office, to back up, and this was regarding the attack on myself August 27th in Berkeley. Back in, I think it was September, before I went to do video recording of the relief efforts, hurricane relief efforts of Hurricane Irma in Florida and Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, I had contacted the FBI. Actually, someone kind of put me in touch with someone, either Portland or Washington. I'm not sure which office the guy was from, but I talked with him briefly. We emailed back and forth, and I sent him, a timeline of the events, what happened. I sent him, video links, the Tucker Carlson interview that I was on, and several other things, pictures, things like that, screenshots that I had. And so he said he would look into it and contact me. Then I went off to Florida, documenting hurricane relief there. And then when the hurricane hit in Puerto Rico, then I and a couple others jumped on a plane and went to work with third wave volunteers in Puerto Rico and Dr. Allison Thompson, and was there for about 3 weeks. So during that time, turns out the FBI had tried to reach me, but because cell phones wouldn't work there for the most time, they couldn't even get through. So fast forward now to about a week ago, I got a call, and FBI had left a message on my phone reaching out and wanted to talk to me about the attack that happened in August 27th last year. And they were from the Oakland field office. So, and I was headed back down to Berkeley to take care of some things. And so they wanted to meet me. So I met with two agents, and I'm not going to put their names on here right now, but I met with two female agents. I showed them the preliminary video that Justin Antitheist is working on, which at the time was a 34-minute video, and basically showing multiple camera angles, doing slow motion, highlighting people so that you could see what every person did during the attack. So there's no question about people were guilty. There's no question about what they did. So it's an incredibly detailed video that Justin did. So I showed the FBI the video. They watched the whole thing. We met for about an hour, and they had questions and things, and they had obviously done some research, and they had seen some of the other videos of the attack, and it became pretty clear that it was almost like they were just trying to almost recruit me as an asset or something, just to they wanted to know if I would keep in touch with them, inform them of any events going on that I thought might get violent, if I had any information about anyone they should know about, they should be monitoring, if I would keep in contact and let them know about anybody that they should be monitoring or anybody they should talk to. So most are, a good part of the interview was just that. It's like they were basically wanting me to be their eyes and ears on the ground and then report back to them. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with that, but I have their contact information, phone number, and email, stuff like that. So it's pretty clear that they made it clear that, first of all, that most of the crimes involved in the different events, different riots, things like that, don't fall under the federal jurisdiction. They're up to state and local governments. And we all know that most of the time law enforcement doesn't care. Berkeley police, of course, stand down almost all the time. There are a few exceptions, but for the most part, in 2017, Berkeley police stood down. They stood off to the side. They watched. They, people got attacked. People got put in the hospital. That's how it goes. They weren't very far from me. I didn't realize it at the time, but a group of police officers were fairly close to me when I got attacked. They probably saw it. They didn't do anything about it. After the attack, when a private citizen tried to get two police officers to help me to get an ambulance or whatever, they stopped, and the cops wouldn't do anything. They just kept on going. So anyway, that's all in the video, but I'm getting sidetracked here. So, Portland police the same thing, let people fight, then we'll come in after the fighting's done. We might do something about it. That's pretty much what happens. So it's clear that if there is ever any justice, not just for myself, but for anybody who's ever been attacked by Antifa, it's not going to willingly come from any law enforcement agency. The only reason why Eric Clanton is going to trial is because Poll and 4chan, different anonymous entities, they compiled all the information. They did the investigation. They handed it to the FBI on a silver platter, made it public. So the FBI was basically shamed into doing their job. That's the reason why Eric Clanton is likely going to jail for I don't know how long, but that's why he has 4 felony charges against him. I don't know how many misdemeanors. It's not because the FBI did their job. It's because someone did it for them and forced their hand. So Antifa continue to attack people. They will either do it guerrilla warfare style and just pick people off aside, when it's not during event times, which they often do. Quite a few of them are Proud Boys that they attack. They're very, very active in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Northern Oregon, Washington, Southern Washington, around there. They continue to attack people with impunity because they know there are no consequences. They can bash someone with a bottle, they can pepper spray someone, they can bear mace someone, they can attack and beat people, and they know that there is literally no chance that there will be any consequences, no matter how much video evidence, no matter how much photographic or eyewitness evidence. There is really no risk to them. And there's usually very little risk of them getting hurt because they don't usually act unless they outnumber you 5 to 10 to 1, and or they have weapons as well. So, if they're ever going to be stopped, if they're ever going to, hesitate to attack people, then there's going to have to be consequences. And nobody's going to do anything unless law enforcement is shamed into acting. So, Justin Antitheist made this mega video. The first version was about 34 minutes long. I know he's in the process right now of uploading a longer version with more details that were not in the previous one. I needed to give him more information. He needed to do more research, so it wasn't ready yet, but I understand that it's uploading. It's going to be ready before long, so I'll go ahead and put out the second version, and I would appreciate you guys if you guys have any connections with Reddit, 4chan, anything like that, anyone influential who can get this viral, who can get some attention on this so that, not just justice for me, but for anyone else out there who has been attacked, people who will be attacked in the future, and maybe if these people start getting consequences, maybe they'll think twice before they gang up and attack somebody. So, anyway, that was my experience with an hour-long interview with the FBI, the Oakland field office. Wasn't too encouraging, and they were nice enough, but again, they will not act unless they are forced to act, unless they're shamed into acting. Same with Berkeley Police, same with Portland PD. Not really sure. It seems like kind of the same thing possibly in Washington. I really don't know. But I do know that friends of mine are still getting targeted and attacked in Washington and Portland. So if you guys could share this video, share the one that comes out from Justin, I would really appreciate it. And, my Twitter DMs at KPikklefield are always open. You can reach out to me there. I do try to respond to YouTube comments, but a little bit harder to there, but I always respond to Twitter DMs. You can reach me there. You can also reach me at patriotwarriormedia@gmail.com. And if you want to email me about anything. So I think that's going to be a wrap. And I know I haven't been making very many videos. It's been a little while. Kind of going to have to take a little bit of a break to have some surgery done. So hopefully I will be back in action. Not sure when, but might be a couple months. So I don't know. I'll kind of have to decide what I'm going to do between now and then, but I may not be able to go to many events. So thanks, guys. And